Another night, another project on the boat. Right now what I'm working on is building a footblock from absolute scratch. If at all possible, I always go with a pre-made solution from Jackson or from Liquid Logic. They make really good footblocks. But in the event that you have an old school boat, no budget, whatever, this is how I do it from scratch. For starters, sit in the boat with the shoes that you're going to wear on. Get comfy, find the right spot in the knee pocket, find your spot in the foot pocket, get where you want to be, and then measure from the dead center of the seat to where your heels are touching and stage your shoes on the deck. So here is my layout. From the front of the seat all the way to the back of my heels is 19 inches. And I've also measured to the very front of the boat, so I know what that is. Now, I'm going to use a old front pillar, lay it on top, and start to figure out how I'm going to get all this to work. Here's what I'm roughly working with. I'm mocked up my shoes on top of the foam, giving myself foam in front to wedge in, and the rough shape that I want. I want the balls of my feet to be pushing against something, and I want my toes to be in a pocket. So what I'm going to do is cut out the rough outline of the boat and the rough contours of my shoes and wedge it up there and then start shaving down. Alright, so this is going to be my finished piece right here. It's got the edges of the boat and the rough general shape I'm going for. I am going to cut that out and then wedge it up in there and see where we're at. So the block feels amazing. Really doesn't have to be much more complicated than that. The only problem is, right now when I push on it, I'm slowly crushing it into the hull, and I'm actually expanding the hull. So what I'm going to do is grab a piece of foam that came in the boat, and I'm going to cut this right here and use this piece to shove all the way down to that thin nose and glue it to my foot block. That'll make it more rigid, and we're all done. Let's say once this foam has had time to crush in that I wish I made the block a little bit bigger, or I wish I could move my seat a little bit further back. Very simple. Pull the block out, use some thin like Piranha self-adhesive style stuff, and just put 1, 2, 3, however many layers you need on that face. Cut it flush all the way around and you'll be good to go. By the same token, if your boat is thicker, you can stack that to fill in your whole foot gap, do whatever you need and get creative. The main thing is just getting that initial shape right, and then from there you can just build in every direction. The last thing I always like to do though is do a final wrap with a sheet of minicell just to hold everything together and use that spray adhesive to glue everything in.